Plunderbird 4 have a bad dream, the Knightmare goes through! Hey, you've been making a lot of noise in the pits about how well you're going to do, how you're going to beat everyone up. You're not making so much noise now, are you?
Well, it's a slight mechanical malfunction, but actually before we leave you for this war, we'd actually like to make some noise of our own. Right, listen you lot, follow me. Shout out loud, make lots of noise.
Shout out loud, make lots of noise.
There's damage to be done by the Plunderbird boys.
There's damage to be done by the Plunderbird boys.
Gonna stamp on you, gonna hit you hard.
Gonna stamp on you, gonna hit you hard.
Gonna send your robot to the breaker's yard.
Gonna send your robot to the breaker's yard.
What's the word? Plunderbird! Thank you very much. We will be back.
I'm sure you will, lads. Nice to see you. Look after yourselves. Well, you got rid of the noisy lads.
Yes.
You're through to the final.
Yeah, it's nice to be the underdog and win.
And you're taking on Scutter, so it could be a decent fight. That he's not that hard a robot. Although he won't thank me for saying so.
No, he probably won't. No, but we'll give as much as we can take.
Were they giving you a bit of verbal back there as well?
In the kindest way, yeah. We can cope with that.
Oh, you're being very generous. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Knightmare! Well done, lads.
Plunderbird, you must be gutted.
Well, due to the ignominious intervention of the house robots, we have a little superficial damage.
How do you think the other team did?
Nothing that some sticky back plastic won't solve. But still, we're a little miffed and think that some retribution is in order.
But don't forget, we will
be back.
I tried.
Jules, give me the microphone. For goodness sake, they're going to start singing again. Thank goodness for that. Plunderbird 4, they've gone. Spawn of Scutter against Knightmare in the heat final. Promise to be a crunch, a mash, a bash.
There's 2 robots left standing, but only one is going to walk out of the arena. It's the 3rd and final round.
This is how they got here, Spawn of Scutter, with the spike too strong for Banshee. They called it a cake. And then Vercingetorix pushed towards the house robots, and from then on, of course, there's only one end. And that was it. Spawn of Scutter went through to the heat final. And Knightmare, having also gone through against Banshee, of course, defeated the noisy boys, the Plunderbird 40.
Right, are you ready to race?
Oh, yes.
Took you a while. You're literally having to go straight into the arena.
Yes.
Is it sorted?
It is sorted. Knightmare are going to find out what a nightmare is.
Yes. You've got your 5 kiloneutrons of piercing spike. They can't go in without the hat and the glasses. Come on, team.
No.
Get it together.
The image ain't there.
Excuse me. Coming through. So you'll be the ones having a nightmare, according to them.
In their dreams.
Fighting talk. So we don't need any last-minute prayers then?
No, they do.
They do?
They do.
Yes, come on, boys.
Tell them to go and get down on their hands and knees and pray.
From Leicester, Knightmare. From Brains in Essex, and seeded number 10, Spawn of Scutter. Robotwars, stand by.
Knightmare, Nigel Paget, Markham Summers and his son Lee, they're at the controls, and Spawn of Scutter, Darren Ball, the driver, Graham Warner in the middle, and Luke Jackman.
2, 1.
The 2 young members of this final. Luke likes his karate, Lee likes his judo. So, it's gonna be a dust-up. Spawn of Scutter pushing. Knightmare back towards Shunt, getting a smack of the Shunt axe as well. But that was a powerful drive onto the bulldozer of Shunt. And I think that powerful drive has immobilised Knightmare. Look, there's no drive in those wheels, there's nothing going on. Well, Knightmare immediately immobilised. There's a rook on the side, but this is no game of chess. Spawn of Scutter has immobilised Knightmare right from the start. They know it. Nigel there, onto the arena, floor flipper. We'll see if that can inject some life into Knightmare. Over and out. Oh dear. What a shame. It was the initial slam onto Shunt that did it. Who needs to stream it? That's good fun. A scary face, a scary performance in the heat final, and more frights to come from the house robots. Shunt in there again. Well, it may well have got an axe blow into Spawn of Scutter, but I think it was the power onto the front scoop blade, the bulldozer blade of Shunt that caused all the problems. Now, the circular blade of dead metal, the blinking eyes of Killalot, the flame pit. Oh, what do you want? We'll give it to you, Knightmare. Any which way you want it. The lance, the claws, the bulldozer, the flames, the tusks. You're served up for a treat. This is a dream for us. It may be a nightmare to you. It's a dream to the house robots. They've had plenty of time to toy and bash and smash and crush and crumple. Destroy. There's Nigel Paget. Well, they might have done better to put Lee in there, actually, with his judo skills. Killalot dragging Knightmare away. The heat finalists belong to Spawn of Scutter right from the initial thrust. And after all this work, beating Banshee and Plunderbird 4, Knightmare finally ends up. Knightmare, good night in the pit.
Cease.
Easy peasy. Like taking candy off a baby. Spawn of Scutter are through to our series semi-finals. Need to shrine me? Well, it looks like you do.
We need an electrician.
What went wrong? It's just, you've come so far, you've done so well, and then poof.
We've no idea as yet. We don't know what's fell out.
Because it just... It never really got
We had
going.
the big bang at the beginning, and after that it went dead.
Was it supposed to wake upside down?
It would have done.
It would have done.
But that didn't, so that's not working either.
Well, nothing's working now.
You call Knightmare, but you'll be having a few bad dreams about that for the next few months, won't you?
Possibly, yeah. But we'll be back. We'll be back.
You will be back, and we will like to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Knightmare. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You the men. You the men. You the men. You the men. You were series semi-finalist last time.
Yeah, well, back there again.
And you know me, in a previous existence, I was very fond of Scutters. Yeah. You're doing really well, though, aren't you?
Yeah. That's it. Well, I mean, Spawn of Scutter, I mean, he's back to avenge his mum, which is what we said last year when we went out. Son of Scutter will return.
And so far, it's going according to plan.
It's so far,
yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Spawn of Scutter! Well, the crowds go mad when Robbie Williams soars, but it can't match the screaming on Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
Will Chris Eubank's robot be as strong as his punch? Celebrity Robot Wars this Wednesday, the 27th at 7:10 on BBC One.